Dear 2020, we're only halfway through yet I've got a bone to pick with you. With the global pandemic, I thought it can't get much worse, and then I opened my feed to see black people hurt. To see an officer kneeling on a black man's neck, screaming, "I can't breathe," but he doesn't deserve any respect because he had a fake bill, and that's justice, right? George Floyd. A black woman killed in her own bed for a crime she didn't commit. What the fuck was going on in their heads? Breonna Taylor. To see an innocent black man out for a run, and before he knows it, two white men pull out a gun. Ahmaud Arbery. And let's not forget the 12-year-old playing with an airsoft gun, just trying to have fun, shot by police. His life was over before it had even begun. Tamir Rice. Do you remember the time a car was stopped and 20 minutes later the policeman's gun had popped? Philando Castile. And that's not it. There's countless more. And if you're sick of hearing about racism, then there's the door, because pardon me if I'm being a bore, but racial equality shouldn't be a chore. We shouldn't be making the same mistakes that we've made before. This isn't an issue we can afford to ignore. We can't let it slide anymore. And to those saying all lives matter instead of Black Lives Matter, let it be clear that the former does not equal the latter. Would you go up to a breast cancer patient and scream, "All cancers matter"? When you don't see colour, you can't see patterns. All lives matter when black lives do. And if you disagree, then please get a clue, because I don't know how many more times I have to try to get it through to you that this is not okay. How can you judge someone based on the colour of their skin before they've even had a chance to begin to decide who they are because you've decided for them? Black Lives Matter is not a trend. Racism is not a trend. It is systemic oppression that we need to end. It is solidarity protests that we need to attend. It is those confrontations with family and friends. It is the deep-rooted nature of it that we need to comprehend. It is ensuring our whiteness doesn't cause us to condescend. Empathy and education is what I'd recommend. I am very well aware of the privilege I hold. It fills me with guilt, if truth be told. However, skin colour is not something that can be controlled. We may not be able to control our privilege, but we can use it for good. Amplify black voices, don't drown them out. Spread awareness and information, but don't just do it for clout. Sign petitions and donate if you can. So much of black culture you appropriate and stand, but will you show up for the lives of a black woman or a black man? If only we love black lives as much as we love black culture. Racism has never and will never have an excuse. You were just joking? Well, tell that to the victims of police abuse. Was it worth it? Did you get the views? Point me to the person who found that amusing, while the rest of us are scratching our heads, because that shit's confusing. Injustice is not a joke, so don't claim you're woke. Don't use the N-word because, oh, you have black friends. Having black friends does not negate the fact that you are racist. And I know you might be scared of offending or of saying the wrong thing, but the worst thing you can do is stay silent. While black people are subject to racial violence, by staying silent you have chosen the side of the oppressor, and your negative impact is no lesser, as you are now on the same side of the aggressor. And I know that this bombardment of information can be a stressor, so please, if you have the privilege to, take a second, process the news that's been shown to you, and then get back up and fight, because God knows black people are tired too. But they don't have the luxury of taking a break, not when their hearts continue to ache for that loss of lives within their race, when police can decide it's their life they will take, but they can escape charges because they made a mistake. This is not just an American dispute. On this issue, you can't sit there mute while black people chant "hands up, don't shoot." This is a global problem we must approach at the root. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere, and black communities deserve to be treated fair, so the damage that white people have caused must be repaired, because they have endured enough despair. Continue to help people in your life become aware and listen to the experiences that black people share. If you're not angry, you're not paying attention. Tell me, when you posted that black square, what was your intention? Did you post it, call a day, and think, well, I've done my part in racism prevention? Did the black square provide you with a complete comprehension? I'm glad you had fun hopping on the trend, but that's not where your contribution ends. Black Lives Matter is not an opinion, it's human rights. Racism exists, it's facts, so don't claim it's a perceived slight. What makes my life more valuable than Sandra Bland's? What, because of her skin colour? I don't understand. But I understand that I never truly will. But I stand. White people, we have work to do. Call out racism, have those uncomfortable conversations. I don't care if it's taboo. Our action is long overdue. Enough is enough. It's time to lend our hearts and lend our ears, fight racial inequality alongside our black peers. And I know that this fight may take years, but let us start our atonement, because this is a movement, not a moment.